best in town.
I like them
You know,
very
some
much.
go Blue Star, some go Voodoo.
Does the dog not want to join us here, Amy?
Yeah, here, maybe,
Come
do
on,
I need
bring
to
it.
do this?
Come on, Holden. Holden.
Not too much with that clicker.
Oh,
Kathy.
Holden
Oh,
is
yeah,
here
right.
because we're talking about clicker training. I should probably give the clicker
And I
to
should probably
you.
get that donut out of the dog's reach.
Yeah.
That wasn't too smart.
Those buttermilk bars are
And there's
so good.
It's tough to train with a donut in front of Holden.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you
there's
got the whole box on
also
the floor
box
and a
of
bag of
donuts.
chips.
We
My
better-
goodness.
All right, we got to get rid of all this.
We
Holy
weren't ready
cow,
for
Kathy.
you.
Let
We
me,
weren't ready for the dog.
Are we
Amy
good?
Sachs is the executive director of the
I'm just
Pixie
going to
Project.
put this over here real quick.
We consider you a friend of the show and an expert in all things pets. So you're going to be our
It's a
pet-
nice title. I
we need
appreciate
you to be that today. anyways.
Okay,
we
you
need you
got
to be
it.
that today because we're talking about pet training. And maybe the fact that this clicker that you brought with you could be the helpful tool that people need to get the dog to do the things they want it to do.
Absolutely. It is the helpful tool.
So why does the clicker training, let's start with this, why do you think the clicker training works well as opposed to not using the clicker?
So the place where most people go wrong with training is timing. This is really important. You have between 1 to 2 seconds between when a dog does something and when you reward them in order for them to make that connection.
That short a time?
1 to 2 seconds, right? So, you know, we used to say, you get home from work, the dog peed in the house, we take them to the pee, we tell them no.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Even if you rub their nose, that type of thing? No, nothing.
What that will do is teach them to be afraid of you plus
Run.
pee
Rub
and
their
run
nose
up.
in
Some
it?
people do
Well,
that, right?
that
You
was
put
the,
their-
well,
yeah.
we did it. We used to do that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but we don't do that
I want
anymore.
to be a dog at his house.
No, we used
was
to
a way
think
to
that
do it.
I
worked.
ask you one
Yeah.
question, just is the dog allowed on the couch?
I don't care.
I don't care.
You know.
I don't care. Come on, Holden.
Come on, you can do it.
Come on, Holden.
He's
But 1 to 2 seconds, that's not even
Now we
enough
can
time
see
to
the
run
dog.
into the kitchen to grab the treat. You have to have it with you already.
So that's what the click. You not only have to have it with you, it's not enough time even to reach in your pocket and get the treat out. So what happens is, you know, people are teaching a dog to sit, and they have the dog sit, and then they go, "Oh, good boy." And by the time they reach in and they get the treat, and they tell them the dog
Really?
is standing and over there, and they have no memory of what it was that they did that got you to give them a treat.
Wow,
So
it's
the
that
clicker is
Yeah.
it's that instant, which really, you know, is great, but it also shows you how clear communication has to be in order for it to be
So you're going to
effective.
carry that?
all right, I'm interested in this clicker.
Yeah. So
because I haven't seen
clicker,
this.
the way this works is it is the promise of a
white-
treat. So you guys have heard of
Oh, right.
Pavlov's bell,
Yes.
ping,
Yeah.
drool, right? So this is an instant reaction that they know that there is an expectation
Drew's
of a
getting
treat.
kisses.
Yes.
Yes. He's really
You guys are
sweet,
going to have to
this
handle the
dog.
interview. I'm trying to control this dog's
Yes,
love of my
I know,
face.
I know. I'm so unruly. So what we do is, in order to mark the exact second that they do something, anything, you know, sit, paw, lay down, anything we wanted, you can teach them, go get the newspaper, but we have to show them in that exact moment that they did what we wanted, okay?
Okay.
So in order to do that, we first do what's called clicker conditioning. So that's to build the association that a click means treat. So in order to do that, it just looks like this.
Wow.
Just
I
like
can learn
this.
that
and
myself.
We'll do this just for, you know, 2 minutes or so. You know, you can do it at home, just 30 seconds even, just a refresher course.
Is that different than me just, maybe I want to do that? Does that work too?
It is. That's significantly less precise, especially if you're training and you have things in your hands, which in theory you should have a treat in your hand.
Yeah, okay.
So
All right.
it also can startle them.
Okay.
You can use verbal commands if you prefer, but the clicker is just, I think, more exact for people initially to kind of understand it.
But you're right, it's consistent, it's subtle, but it's always the same every single time.
Always the same. So
The Rod
every
Hill
time
hand
you
clap
hear
may
this-
not always be the same.
Exactly.
And so with this, you're conditioning the dog.
I'm conditioning
to
the
know
dog
that it
so that
needs-
when
so how many times do you
so,
have to do that,
you know,
Amy?
A minute they usually get it. Honestly, do a minute, you know, once a night for 3 nights.
For 3
you know
nights.
that it's worked if I mean you really can do it in 30 seconds.
Right.
Most of them. I mean, you know that it's worked if you click and they go and look up to you for the treat.
Let's
Then-
see.
Okay.
Holden's
And
been
the
So-
idea is so
so
that
he's
eventually
looking-
you don't need to use treats or the clicker to get them to do what you want to do, whether it's
You're
sit or
always
stay
gonna,
or...
Right. Ultimately, it will just become a habituated behavior, part of their repertoire, something they know. But in order to teach them something new, you have to tell them what it is they're doing, but people lose the timing. So once we have built that association for him, that's how we teach him everything. So for example, one of the things that we teach is, I'll show you with sit. How about if I take him
Okay.
down and show you?
Sure.
Come here. Okay, so a lot of times people just want to yell the command over and over and over and over and wait for the
Yes,
dog to
like
do
my,
it.
my
That's-
7 and 8 and 9-year-old boys at the time.
does
yes.
it right? Very confusing. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the treat up and we'll lure him. So much going on, and then we'll just wait for that moment that his tush hit the ground. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait
so
an
the
instant.
click, yeah, you have to be
It's
very
the
precise with
second
that.
something happens. We also work on eye contact. Eye contact for dogs can be uncomfortable. You know, for people, it's respectful. For dogs, it's not respectful and it's uncomfortable. But what does the world want to do, especially when a dog is that cute? They want to look in their eyes.
Right.
So we want to get them comfortable with that and also tell them that when you look back to me, even in the presence of all kinds of fun things, you know, there's other dogs over there and there's smells. If you look back to me to check in, you'll get a treat. That way when you're walking down the street in the Pearl and there's dogs everywhere, you still have control of your dog. It's like getting your kid to listen to you at Disneyland, you know.
Have they tried the clicker training on kids?
They use very similar training. There is a much the same, you know, it's clear expectations and praise when you meet them. It's the foundation of happiness rather than fear and intimidation.
Do you find a lot of pet stores in town have these clickers?
They do.
They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you are going to a trainer, they should be using a clicker and they should be using treats.
2 more questions. These
Yes.
are quick. I should have known this because he was already kissing me up and down. I should have known. The name again of the dog is
Holden.
Holden.
And is Holden actually available for adoption?
He is.
Through the Pixie Project.
Through the Pixie Project.
People can find your website how?
PixieProject.org.
There it is.
Can I make a quick point? Whenever you guys really want the weather to be a certain way, when I touch this clicker that I change my
Ron has
naps
his own
with,
clicker.
you should give me a treat.
No, I'm going to start doing this when we want sunshine. Amy, thank you so much. Great
Yeah, of course.
information.
Very
Great.
cool.
I've always wondered about. I've heard people, you know, like out on walks.
Yeah.